Hello everyone, and thank you for visiting my YouTube channel where I discuss some of the business perspectives to help you run your print-on-demand shops. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please click on that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. Briefly, I own a promotional distribution company, EKD Promotions. If you're not familiar with the promotional industry, it's basically providing branding solutions to organizations using screen printing, embroidery, and promotional products. I've been in business for over 15 years and have moved into the print-on-demand industry. On this channel, I will combine my knowledge and experience to help aid you with your POD shops. Now, there are many videos on YouTube discussing which print-on-demand provider is better, Printful or Printify. In this particular video, we're going to be discussing and taking an inside look at how Printful and Printify run their businesses. What are some of the similarities? What are some of the differences? And obviously, what are some of the pros and some of the cons? Okay, so before we can begin, we have to understand how Printful and Printify operate their businesses. Printful is basically a one-stop shop. Once an order is processed through the Printful ecosystem, everything remains in-house. Printify basically acts as a middleman between several print houses. Printify does not actually print the apparel or items that are ordered, and you rely upon the partnerships that they've made with several print houses around the world at getting your orders printed and fulfilled and shipped. Now, this can definitely lead to some print quality issues, and we will be discussing this in just a moment. But first, let's cover the overall catalogs between the two, Printful and Printify. They're both very similar in their catalogs and what they are able to provide you as a POD shop. So from that perspective, I would say Printful and Printify are relatively close. There's really no advantage between either one. Now we do come to the print quality. Since you stay with just Printful and you stay within Printful's ecosystem and everything is done with Printful facilities, you find a little bit more consistency with their printing, as of course they have their own specifications on how they'd like to have artwork submitted and processed. Now with Printify, that goes a little bit differently. Since Printify basically is just a middleman, you are going to rely and depend on each of the separate print houses that Printify works with regarding their specifications and graphical requirements. Because of this, it is possible, when using the Printify system, that the print quality becomes a little bit less consistent depending on which print supplier you use. For example, you can have the same design, and if you're just running a test and you're using 2 or 3 of their different print houses, that the actual print quality is different between the 3 of them versus Printful, where of course, since they just have the one ecosystem, that print quality should be the same across all 3 of those samples. Now, this isn't to scare you away from Printify, but it's just to show you the main differences between how Printful runs their business and how Printify runs their business. I would give Printful the advantage with their business model versus Printify. One of the main differences I noticed between Printify and Printful was how responsive their customer service was to my needs when any type of issue may have risen between customers reaching out to me for whatever reason or issues I had regarding print quality or whatever else. Printful's customer service was very responsive, while Printify seemed like torture. As a matter of fact, it seems like you have to go to the Facebook page of Printify to get a quick response versus going through their platform on their website, where the response is quite a bit delayed. Understandably, with the circumstances last year, both companies did take a little bit longer, well, quite a bit longer sometimes, to respond to customer service needs. However, I found that when I needed anything to be done with Printful, it was handled much smoother than anything needed to be done with Printify. There have been times where some of the requests I may have put in may have taken a week before I received any kind of a response, where Printful, of course, responded much faster. The other issue I also found was, since Printful is an all-in-house type of company with their business model, when something did come up, they were able to resolve it, versus Printify, which acts as a middleman, has to reach out to whatever printer is being used for your order to try to resolve the issue, which can delay, which can cause problems, which can maybe even have miscommunication. And all of this adds up and creates a very frustrating experience for your customer as you're trying to deal with whatever issue is coming up. I would give Printful the definite advantage when it comes to customer service. Another difference between Printful and Printify is how they process the orders they receive from your print-on-demand shops. For example, Printful, when they receive your order, places it in a waiting for fulfillment status, while Printify, depending on how you have it set up within your shop, will place your order in the in production status. Now, once your order is placed into the in production status, you are unable to do anything with that order. You are unable to cancel that order or anything. You basically have to fulfill that order. With Printful, while that order stays in waiting for the fulfillment status, you are able to go in and cancel that order. So why is that important? Well, especially during the holiday season, both of these services do take a little bit longer to fulfill orders. While Printful maintains the order status as waiting for the fulfillment, you have an opportunity to cancel the order, and Printify places it into the in production status. You're stuck. There were some nightmare scenarios during the holiday season, and of course we understand the circumstances of last year, but there on a Facebook page that we belong to for the Printify group, there were many POD shops and owners complaining that they're unable to do anything. Some of these orders were taking up to 3 weeks, 4 weeks, much longer than what the publicized time was for those orders to get fulfilled. And of course, their customers who were waiting for these gifts for the holidays wanted to now cancel those orders or what have you. So if that was being processed through Printful, that would be in that waiting for the fulfillment status. You could go in, you can cancel that order. With Printify, you wind up being stuck trying to communicate as much as you can with your customer. And I believe many of the owners had to basically give some refunds to customers, as well as have that order basically still get fulfilled and still get sent out. There are some other shops who decided, because of the chaotic situation of the holidays and how things were being processed, they basically put their Etsy shop on vacation mode to try to avoid a lot of these issues. Now, with that said, Printify does permit you to manually process orders as they come into your Etsy shop or what other platform you're using before you get placed in the status of in production, which is actually what we wound up doing with our shop, just in case, because as we did get orders that came in after the cutoff deadline we placed on our website, we wanted to make sure to reach out to the customers and let them know, hey, you've placed this order after our cutoff period. Do you still want to have us to try to fulfill this order, even though it may arrive after the Christmas holiday? And this would give us the opportunity, if they came back and said, no, they don't, to actually cancel the order. This actually did happen a few times where customers decided, oh, we didn't realize this was going to arrive after the Christmas holiday. Can you please cancel the order? And we were able to do so. If we had left our setting in our Printify shop in the automated mode where it just automatically throws it into the in production status after 1 hour, or after I guess you can also do it on a specific time during the day, then we would not have that opportunity to cancel that order. Now, that may work for some shops, but for shops that may have hundreds of orders or many more orders during the holiday season, it could definitely be challenging and difficult to have to manually place each of those orders into that in production status so you can avoid having issues if a customer decides they wish to cancel that order. For this reason, I do give Printful the advantage for order processing. At this point, you might be asking, well, why use Printify at all? It comes down to pricing. The Printful pricing is a little bit more expensive than what you can find on Printify. Actually, in some cases, quite a bit more expensive. Printify, since they do work with several different printers, provides you many more opportunities to obtain some of the more basic materials and items that you might be selling in your shops. For example, like t-shirts, coffee mugs, face masks, things like that, at a much more competitive pricing structure. As a matter of fact, if you have enough volume, Printify also has a monthly premium program that will even further reduce your per unit pricing on all of these items. And I want to say that their monthly charge is $29 a month for this membership. However, depending on your volume, it may be worth it. Printful also has a discount program that doesn't charge you anything, and it is based on the number or the sales volume that you process through their system on a monthly basis, and then you would wind up getting a percentage discount each month, the following month, that is, on your orders. However, again, if you're basically using a t-shirt shop, a face mask, stickers, coffee mugs, things of that nature, Printify has quite a bit better pricing, and is one of the main reasons why we actually use Printify for the majority of our products, even though most of the items I was saying prior to this was leading towards Printful being a better business model, which I do believe it is overall a better business model and experience, except for the pricing. Now, I did mention previously that the catalogs were similar, and I didn't give an advantage to one or the other. I will say that Printify, even though the products are similar, you may have quite a bit more product choices because of the different print houses that they use on Printify. So with that said, where Printful has one t-shirt that you can get under $10, Printify has several t-shirts that you can get under $10 to provide your customers perhaps with a variety of different colors and different styles. So it does expand your library quite a bit more. So on the basis of pricing, I definitely give Printify the advantage. So who's better, you might be asking? Well, I do believe Printful is better than Printify. However, if pricing is important and crucial to your business model, then Printify is the way you'll need to go. With that said, you just need to be prepared for some of the items we discussed previously with your experience with Printify. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it helps a little bit as you look into your print-on-demand business and helps you decide which print-on-demand provider and supplier you wish to use. Hopefully I'll see you at my next video.